Hello there.
Hey guys, what to watch for Tuesday in the NBA? Let's flick it over and take a look. The first game is the Nets and the Pistons, the Bruce Brown Bowl, revenge game for the Shark. Let's see Vonleh. They signed Vonleh. There's a chance that he's available. I want to see how they use him in the rotation. A lot of people seem to be really high on him. I absolutely am not. But let's see exactly how they utilize him and what that means for someone like Jeff Green.
My name is Jeff.
We know Kevin Durant is out of this game, so there are extra opportunities for Green, for Jordan, for Luwawu Cabarro, for Brown as well. So let's see who's the biggest beneficiary here. Green has been on the peripheries of a 12-team value player for the last couple of weeks, and he probably is the guy that we want to hold out of that group. For the Pistons, I don't expect Dennis Smith Jr. to play in this one after the trade, so it'll be big minutes for Delon Wright. I think it's going to be big minutes or big-ish minutes for Delon Wright most games anyway. We know he's offensively challenged most times, but he can get assists and steals in big bunches, and that makes him a valuable option. While Josh Jackson is definitely pushing up at the moment, it really just comes down to the trust that Casey has in him. Remember, Jackson lost all these minutes when Casey was force-feeding Wayne Ellington all that playing time. But with Ellington questionable and down in low minutes before that anyway, Jackson had been pushing up. I think Jackson's a solid 12-team points league ad. I'm not sure that he's a category must roster, but absolutely he's worth a squeeze, especially on a Tuesday day where there's not as many games on. The Knicks and the Heat, the Pat Riley Bowl. We want to watch the point guard situation for the Knicks. What happens with Derrick Rose? He is with the team in Miami. Now, whether he plays or not remains to be seen. But I want to see Emmanuel Quickly regardless. How much does Quickly play? If Rose is there, if Rose isn't there, how does that guard rotation work? Bullock, Burks, Payton, Rose, Quickly, Rivers. Who are going to be the probably one guy, maybe two guys who are out of the rotation? Rivers has been playing basically the three at the moment, taking those minutes away from the Fort Kevin Knox. So how does Quickly look? Is there going to be any consistency in his role? And what do they do with Derrick Rose? Bring him off the bench, start him, play him next to Payton, play him as a 1, play him as a 2. All those rotation questions need to be answered. For the Heat, Kelly Olynyk is pushing back up a little bit at the moment, so that's something to pay attention to, because when he gets back to high 20s in minutes, then he does have 12-team value, while Kendrick Nunn at the moment does have 12-team value. There is no Goran Dragic, there's no Avery Bradley, and Nunn is starting ahead of Tyler Hero. He scores well, he doesn't do huge amounts else well, and that limits his overall upside, but for now he does have some value in 12-team formats. Next up, the Rockets and the Pelicans, the Terrence Jones Bowl. Jay Sean Tate, the wild thing, he will continue to start. He can be solid enough. He's not a huge high upside player, but he is someone that can put up defensive stats, can get some assists, can be high efficiency at times as well, and that's always worth paying attention to. We're probably not going to get John Wall playing. We're probably not going to get Victor Oladipo playing as Wall and Gordon return for this one. So let's see how that rotation looks. The Rockets also got pumped by the Hornets, so Cousins was able to keep his minutes down. I imagine that he plays again and starts at center, and let's see what he's able to do. I believe he is a short-term must-roster player. For the Pelicans, Zion Williamson, we're seeing a lot of peripherals coming from Zion. Assists up, blocks up, free throw percentage up as well, and that's really pushing him a lot higher in the rankings. So let's see what he can do. While last game, Kyra Lewis Jr. took over from Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Is that going to be something that's real? Now, we might not fully judge that because Josh Hart is questionable, and if Hart is out, it will just likely be Lewis and Alexander Walker getting those bench minutes, with Redick pushing up to the 3 somewhat. But how the Lewis and Alexander Walker dynamic works and how much they play Redick is still up in the air. And I like Lewis long term, so let's see what he does. The Warriors and the Spurs, a rematch of Monday's game, the Sleepy Floyd Bowl. We want to watch Juan Toscano Anderson. There'll be no Looney, there'll be no Wiseman. Toscano Anderson will start. He'll play pretty solid minutes. He's not anything more than a streamer, and he wouldn't say that he's even the number one streamer on most days, but he does have some decent value. Or Steph Curry. He's just lighting blokes on fire at the moment. He is just at his, not absolute best, but he's not far off it. And I want to watch him because it's super fun to watch what he does. And he looks to me like he could be a top 5 player for the rest of this season. For the Spurs, maximum Derek White will be out. So DeJounte Murray played well on Monday, and he'll probably get another opportunity for some more minutes there. While Lonnie Walker should return. Now, Walker, they said that he probably will be somewhat limited in his minutes. Can he achieve anything? He hasn't really done anything at all this year, but in limited minutes, I have my doubts. And who else will get those minutes? Will it be someone like Patty Mills that has to step up if Walker is limited and White is out, as we expected? Derek will definitely be out, given it is a back-to-back. Next up, it is the Magic and the Blazers. The Chief, Al-Farouq Aminu, it's his bowl. And he is maybe returning to action for the first time in what feels like forever. I want to see how the Aminu and Akiki split goes, who gets those backup power forward minutes. And then, of course, for the Magic, I'm always wanting to pay some attention to Cole Anthony, who's been playing at a much higher level of late and really solidifying himself, I believe, as a must-roster 12-team league player. For the Blazers, no McCollum, no Nurkic, of course, so Gary Trent will get another start. He's playing at a high level, taking a ton of shots. Damian Lillard was listed as questionable, but now he's off the injury report, so he should be ready to go. Trent does struggle in lots of areas outside of scoring and volume, and if that goes away, then he's not valuable, but I don't think it's going away here. Well, Covington has been quietly just turning things around. The steals are coming more, the shots are going in a little bit better, he's playing at a much higher level. I wouldn't leave him on the waiver wire at this point. Next up, it is the 76ers and the Kings, the Nick Stauskas Bowl. Seth Curry has not been himself since returning from COVID. Let's see what Curry can do. Is he a must-roster 12-teamer? He probably isn't, but we want to see if he can at least show some of that form that he had before the COVID diagnosis. The Thick Hogsman, Tobias Harris.
I think I am a TH?
T to the H!
Yeah, TH for life.
I just want to watch Harris because he's playing at a high level. He's scoring 20 points a game. The defensive stats have rounded back to normal, and he's settling in. But the efficiency stuff is really good for Harris. The usage is really strong. He has stepped his game up. While for the Kings, it's nearly always about Tyrese Halliburton, who has increased his usage recently. So I want to see if that can stick. We know the efficiency, the steals, and the assists are going to be pretty solid. But can he improve the volume at what he's doing things? Because that offensive volume increase is what's going to take him to be a top 50 player. Well, De'Aaron Fox has been playing at a super high level at the moment. So with the way that he is out there and ways he's playing, let's see if he can get his free throws under control. I'm not sure that he can, but let's see what else he's doing. So he's playing at a very high level at this present time. The next game is the Celtics and the Jazz. It is the Jay Crowder Bowl. I want to watch Carson Edwards. Now, we don't know whether Jaylen Brown, if Jaylen Brown is going to play. He's questionable. Marcus Smart, we know, is out. They started Edwards last game. It didn't go particularly well. Let's just see whether they give him another opportunity. And I always want to watch to see what on earth they're doing with the big men. Tristan Thompson started over Daniel Tice last game, but Tice played 35 minutes. Tice, to me, is the guy that you want to roster there rather than Tomo. But let's see how that minute split looks. And for the Jazz, Mike Conley is out, so Joe Ingles will start. His minutes will push up, and Jordan Clarkson's minutes will also push up. So both of those guys, Clarkson already was, but Ingles is a 12-team league guy in the short term while Conley is out. Let's see how he fits next to point guard Donovan Mitchell, who almost got a triple-double last game. Don Mitchell. Let's look at some stream options now. Jayshawn Tate of the Rockets, Juan Toscano Anderson of the Warriors, Sterling Brown with Victor Oladipo out. He can come in and get you 2 steals easily, like him from the Rockets. Rudy Gay of the Spurs and Patty Mills of the Spurs with Derek White sitting this one as a back-to-back. So some stream value in those players. That'll do it for me today. Don't forget to subscribe. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube. Give me a thumbs up. Hit the bell, the notifications down below, guys. Thank you for watching. See ya.